Welcome to Learning Bites, short, sharp bites of information you get to apply immediately. We're looking at finance, and I wanted to wrap up the session by pointing to a couple of resources that I personally found really useful. One of the key ways of engaging your team and having them fully present and fully productive at work is to help them as much as possible to make sure that their personal life is in as best shape as it possibly can be so that they can be fully present at work. One of the key areas that impact people in their personal life are relationships and finances. On the financial front, it's amazing what difference you can make by just educating people around some of the basic things like how to do a budget, living within your means. Now, if you're not personally feeling like that's an area that you can speak into for people, I strongly encourage you to get a copy of The Barefoot Investor. This is a book that I have recommended to many people because it shows in incredibly simple terms how to get your financial situation sorted out. So many people live week to week, month to month, and they roll from one paycheck to the next paycheck, often feeling like there's too much month at the end of the money. And what the Barefoot Investor does is it shows you how by implementing an element of control into your own life so that you do not spend more than you earn, how you can get yourself back onto a track where you can have financial stability and peace of mind. So if you haven't read it yourself, I do recommend you do that and share it with your team. The other book I recommend is more from a business perspective. It's a book called Profit First, and it talks about changing the model that many people view their finances on in business. If you like, it almost turns it upside down. For many of you who read your balance sheets, you go through all of your figures and right at the very bottom there, it's got your profit. And the author comments that because the profit's right at the bottom, the last thing you look at, for many people, what we will end up doing is making it the last thing we worry about, which is why we can get ourselves into so many problems. What he recommends is that you put profit as the first thing that you look at, the first thing you discuss, the first element of your plan. You make profit your top priority. And you make using that profit to grow your business and to benefit your shareholders as a key focus rather than as the last item on your balance sheet. It's quite incredible how this approach radically challenges the traditional take on finances and business. I know for me it was a book I had to read a couple of times because I found the concept so challenging and yet also so enlightening. So those two resources, The Barefoot Investor and Profit First, really encourage you to read them, and here's to your success. If any of this resonated with you and you'd like some help with it, do feel free to get in touch. Drop me an email at mike@thinkright.co.nz or 0272 987 523 or our website www.thinkright.co.nz.